Yes, guys, welcome. Happy New Year. Yes, it's 2025, man. So people have been expecting this, and as I usually do every year, just to give you what to expect in the new year, right? So, will real estate crash in 2025, right? So, in this video, I'll be sharing with you what you need to know. Dirty December is over. If you've seen or read the report about Dirty December, it was hugely successful. In spite of all the economic forecasts, all the economic downturn people say we were witnessing. Can you imagine? If you've not read that report anywhere, Google it and read it up. You will find it amazing and interesting. You know the funniest thing? I love real estate. Real estate is the bedrock of all that we witnessed in Dirty December. And that's why I tell people, look, if you are not sharing in the piece of earth, as you are not investing in the piece of earth, you are missing out. Because guess what? Short lets went through the roof. Entertainment venues, were patronized everywhere. And the bedrock of all of those places visited and the businesses that really witnessed a boom during this December, real estate, basically. That's the bedrock. And so, I'll be sharing with you, this is Debo TV. If you've not yet subscribed, don't start this year like this. Come on, click on the subscribe button, right? And hit the notification bell so that once I drop any video, you will be the first to know about it. If you've been enjoying the loads of very informative and educative materials that we drop here, you want to subscribe. And also, let us know how you feel. Comment. If you have any topic you want to share, you want to talk on this year, please just let us know in the comment section. We would really love to hear from you. And if you love it, and you know someone that you know can benefit from what we share here, share it with them. It's free. We won't charge you anything. You know that anyways. So please, guys, let us go after knowledge. We have over 300 videos and more still counting on this channel right now. Everything made of the topics I usually cover: real estate, entrepreneurship, sales, financial freedom. So you want to really binge on it and educate yourself. I'll be right back. So guys, welcome back. Yes, let's dive right into it. Will real estate crash in 2025? Well, let's see. What happened in 2024? I think that is where to start from. If we can trace what happened in 2024, we can then forecast what will happen in 2025. So what happened? Majorly, a few things happened. Of course, the business towards the end of the year witnessed a boom. I just got back, people bought properties and all. Let me tell you one significant thing that happened in 2024. I witnessed this, and a number of other people, attested to it. And I believe some research that I've also read up talked about it. Real estate is divided into three markets, right? The high end, the middle, and the low end. The downturn in the economy was majorly witnessed at the low end of the property ladder. That's what I observed in 2024. You see, that high end of the property ladder witnessed quite significant transactions. A number of significant transactions happened there, even during the economic downturn. You would think that, maybe people will be going for lower priced property. That wasn't the case in 2024. A lot of high-end properties were selling while people were struggling to sell low-end properties. I spoke to a number of, just off the cuff, spoke to a number of realtors, real estate agents, and they confirmed this. We personally witnessed very good transactions at the upper end of the real estate market as compared to the lower end of it last year. So real estate played a significant role. Vibrant scene. It was a vibrant scene last year. Rentals opportunity, of course, continued to increase last year. Event centers, short-term service apartments were top of it, especially last year. So, what do you expect this year? So, 2024 presented a number of challenges, however, and of course, like I said, opportunities. That sets the stage for the anticipated developments that we will be expecting in 2025. Okay. The comprehensive analysis would delve into performance of the real estate market in 2024, like I said, and then we'll forecast 2025, right? So let's go into it. What happened in 2024? If you look at it economic-wise, NPR closed at 27.25. That's the highest I've witnessed in my adult life. Honestly, yes, I think so. I've been a banker. I was a banker for 8 years. I was winning banker for that matter. Left banking in 2004. This is 2025. I think 27.25 is the highest NPR I've witnessed in my own adult life. That's the truth. That was what we closed. Will it still go up this year? I'm not too sure. But the position of the, CBN is almost like to ensure that they rein in inflation, they want to keep on increasing the NPR. Whether that has worked or not, you can best judge when inflation closed at about 34.6 last year. As of November last year, it was 24.6. That's the inflation rate. So it was still rising as it were. And whether this increase in NPR will continue, can rein it in, we would wait to see. Okay. But that inflation rate, of course, exerted significant pressure on the real estate sector. Prices moved, as you must have experienced. Although I would say the selling prices did not really move as much or in the pace year on year like it moved in 2023. 2024 was a slower move, was not as wide in terms of move as what happened in 2023. Okay, so but consumer purchasing power was still eroded. Okay, and then that impacted affordability in the real estate space. And like I've mentioned to you, the middle to lower end of the market really suffered that a lot. But the bourgeoisies and the tycoons were still able to move money and do transactions at the high end of the market. And it's more than what would have anticipated in a downturn economy, as it were. Of course, CBN kept adjusting rates and to curb inflation. Now, the elevated interest rates and volatile exchange rates also witnessed further constrained investment and development in the sector. Exchange rates continued to move last year. Dollar got to 2,000 last year, somewhere last year, and then came down again. I think we closed the year at about 1,500, thereabout, was what we closed the year at. When we started the year, we couldn't believe that we would close. In fact, there was a transaction I was involved in 2023, right? That transaction, there was a foreign component of it. And dollar to naira was still between 500 and 600 at the time we started the transaction. So the other party said something about maybe dollar will reach about 800 and the transaction will still be good. Of course, that wasn't our own risk. So we're not. I was just like a let's say a bystander in that transaction, not like somebody committing his resources. But do you know what it is now? With dollar at double the rate anticipated. So of course, that transaction, the parties needed to come back to the table to discuss and see how things can go. That was what happened economically. So in terms of the market performance, right? Of course, the inflation and fluctuation in rates caused increase in price. We witnessed volatility and rising inflation, which impacted the price. Okay, property appreciated, increased in price, not as much as one would have thought, or like it happened previous year in 2023, but there was still some significant increase. If our record has it, some report has it that real estate sector growth stood at about 0.84% in Q1 of 2024. A 0.5% year-on-year decline from what was witnessed in Q1 2023, which was 0.86. Okay, that was what some report has. And the construction cost moved up also. Property prices and materials increased in price significantly to a great extent. In fact, that impacted transactions in the real estate space because material prices moved up, not as they moved in 2023, but they still moved anyway, especially the very important component of cement, steel, tiles. These are major components in the building material space. They moved up, and that led to about 14.6% drop in transactions that happened in the space when you compare it to 2023. So transactions dropped compared to 2023 transactions by 14.6%. That's what some report says. And approximately, it was said that about 670 transactions happened in 2024. Okay, a year and about 670,000 transactions happened. Now, if you look at regional highlights, of course, the major cities still remain Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt. But I must tell you that some significant things happened in Ogun State and Oyo State, particularly. And of course, Abia also witnessed a bit because of the power improvements in that space. And as regards industry, okay, yes, the industry sector of real estate in Abia moved. But I need us to pay particular attention to Oyo and Ogun State. Because of their proximity to Lagos, they witnessed serious increase in their transactions. Oyo not just proximity, but the perception of the governance, okay, the perception of the quality of governance and the drive of government in that state as per infrastructure, the readiness to do business, the ease of doing business, registering business, getting title in that state for a lot of industries, particularly. I mean, they found it easier to move there. I know developers who moved in drove to Oyo State. I mean, they jumped Ogun State and moved to Oyo State from Lagos. That tells you something is happening in that state. So we witnessed that last year. Emerging market then still remains those areas. If you look at the southwestern area, Ogun, Oyo State, if you look at the east, we have Abia and of course Anambra still very much in contention. And if you look at the north, well, the central Abuja is still booming. The northern corridor, Kano witnessed some difficulties because of, I think, change in government and the aggression the new government brought to demolition and stuff at first slowed things down in that state. But we hope that things will start settling down and picking up in this new year. Also, Kaduna is one place that maybe has some promises, okay? And Kano towards the end of the year started settling down and maybe there could be some improvement in that area, okay? So that's for emerging market. Rental market dynamics, about 80% of the population are renters in Lagos. 80%. Statistics has it that 25% of Nigerians are property owners, but about 80% are renters, and they still remain renters. So rental property was the major thing. Abuja experienced construction boom, okay? Maybe, the 700 and over 700 units of housing unit that were seized, if that alone happened in the state, the statistics will show it as boom, So Abuja experienced a construction boom last year, increasing housing supply. Yet rent and property prices remained high anyways, okay? Because whatever the supply, it is not really meeting the demand. And supply is also happening more at the upper end than at the lower end where a lot of rental needs exist, okay? So that's the challenge with that. Construction cost, materials, like I said, moved up significantly. Now, that is what happened in year 2024. What do you expect in 2025 and what should you know, right? Let's get into it. In 2025, when it comes to markets, right, despite economic challenges, experts project a continued demand for affordable housing in 2025. Okay, particularly housing that are within affordability range of people, there will still be that demand for it in 2025, and that will be driven by urbanization and population growth in major areas, major cities. People are still moving to Lagos, people are still moving to major cities, and so they will need housing when they move. Property values are expected to rise, okay, slightly still, but they are expected to rise. Not subdued level, right? At subdued level, but they are expected to still rise slightly. And then the real estate market is expected to achieve a value of about 2.6 trillion US by 2025 ending, okay? With a compound annual growth rate of about 6.91% between 2025 and 2029, okay? So, and 2.61 trillion US dollars is then projected to reach about 3.41 trillion US dollars by 2029. That's what some report has. So, in terms of retail market dominance, okay, rental market dominance, rental will still dominate, rental property will still be it. So, both for residential and commercial, okay, there will still be high rental demand anticipated to dominate the market transactions in 2025. Economic uncertainty and, of course, high inflation rates will continues to erode consumer purchasing power, and so making ownership to be very, very tight, okay? So people will still do more rentals. 80% of property dwellers in Lagos are rentals, okay? So that will still remain as it is. So if you are in the rental space, you have good market. So short lets and all of that will also still be in vogue. It's expected that will still be in good demand in the year 2025. Even commercial spaces, retail spaces and all will still be very good demand. In terms of economy, inflation maybe is expected to, report has it that it's expected to still rise, but at a subdued level as well. Okay, currency, we hope to witness some stability. Although government said they will bring inflation down to 15%, we'll still watch how that would happen. But if we're able to get the fuel price right, if we're able to fix energy, and there is less collapse of the national grid in 2025, maybe we can. And then FX, particularly, if we're able to, stabilize all of that, maybe we can bring the inflation rate down. Whether it will get to 15% is what I really can't say, but that's what government promised. Looking at that, but if we stabilize the petrol market, the supply, the Dangote issue, and all of that, and then petrol prices comes down, and then there are no escalating wars in the world and stuff like that, that can happen. Now, affordability housing will still be in very good demand. Okay, if you can project your transactions as a real estate developer, for example, within the affordability range, okay, and then look at some promising high-end transactions, you should be good. For us as a business, one of the strategies we adopted in 2024 that will continue in 2025 is for our services, our agency services, we are really driving hard on high-end properties, doing agency for high-end properties, selling, renting, because it's booming, okay, more than the low-end properties. While for our development, we are trying to find a solution for how we can provide affordability. How affordable housing, affordable housing, affordability is relative. So affordable housing, we are trying to see how we can produce something that people will be able to afford, such that we'll supply them with something that we can back them up to afford it, or we'll have created a system that can create or drive affordability. That is our goal in 2025. If we can achieve that, it's going to be a good one. Okay, so affordability should be the focus on any developer in 2025. And one of the ways you can achieve that, like I usually say, I've said this, I think about 34 yearly reviews now, because the Nigerian economic trend has just been on the same side as it were. And that is ensure that your price to market, you achieve a low price to market. How? Increase your efficiency. Then maybe you do advanced finishing. Don't do fully finished. Let finished be an option. Finished unit be an option for people that can afford it. Okay, so that your price point at the market entry can be sweet to the ears, as it were. That's how you will be able to raise, and that's how you can do that is shed off most of the finishing items that have FX implications. Okay, a lot of them have FX implications. So if you can reduce your having to be the one to provide those ones, you'll be able to enter the market at a good price point. Your buyers can then decide how they will finish it up. You can find a solution to how they can do that as well for them. It will really, really help. Okay, so demand for affordable housing will still be on the rise. For commercial real estate, of course, interest in commercial properties will also be on the rise, especially industrial. That's what I've noticed. I've noticed that manufacturing, especially for cottage industry level, and a number of what some of these Indian, Lebanese, Chinese industries produce, I've noticed that there is increasing demand in properties for industrial purposes, okay, warehouses and land to build their industries and all. You may say that some notable companies are leaving Nigeria, but I can tell you that some of these other companies also are coming to Nigeria at this level, this medium reach cottage industry kind of level, okay. They're coming to Nigeria and they found it to be suitable, so you can look at that, okay, especially Lagos, okay, Ogun, Oyo, Abuja. These things will drive, okay? Maybe Kaduna, anywhere that there is some stability. Abia that has good electricity now. It's anticipated driven by growing middle class and urbanization, because demand will keep being driven by the urbanization we are witnessing and hopefully growing middle class by the time the economy stabilizes. So the real estate market is expected to offer abundant opportunities driven by urbanization, evolving lifestyle, and key infrastructure projects. The infrastructure project that the country is witnessing, the rail system and all of those things, the road and all of that this current administration. So this current administration is quite bullish regarding infrastructure, both in Lagos and even the federal government, and is helping the state government, Ibadan or your state and all of that. States that are also very bullish, that is also helping and will help in their state. Now, innovation to navigate the year. What do you need to know, and some of the things you need to navigate the year? Be open to prop tech. Yes. Find how you can use tech along the value chain of real estate. There will be more prop tech penetration along the value chain of the real estate. Okay, so in terms of property transactions, property management, customer engagement, digital platforms will come up. Fractionalization, tokenization, unitization. More people will be able to get onto the property investment ladder or property ownership ladder using some of these prop tech initiatives that will come up to aggregate investors and make cash entry level into the real estate market, so that you won't need so much money anymore. Watch out for that, okay? And see how you can position yourself if you're a player in that industry, in the prop tech along the value chain. Watch out for that. For us as an entity, we have started our real estate entrepreneur hub, okay, and real estate entrepreneurs hub. We're starting that this year, and we'll be asking for participants that will be cohorting, that will be participating in at least our first cohort, okay, in the year. Okay, so let's watch out for that, right? We will be doing that. The framework is being finalized right now, and we'll call out for that. It will be prop tech ideas or just real estate focused ideas that will be onboarding and acting as incubators too. Okay, that's one we plan to. And if you want to be a part of that, I mean, you can. Smart homes. There will be more of that happening in 2025. So whatever you're offering as well, try to position yourself to increase your savvy, your technology savvy or technology compliant projects. So, okay, so some things will now be for granted. Sensor lights and all of that, control switches and all of that will be commonplace. So look for smart home ideas will be on the rise. Okay, financing with the Murphy stuff, the Ministry of Finance initiative, the real estate investment fund that the Ministry of Finance has raised and is raising to help in the supply market and in the demand side of the market would really help in financing real estate and bringing affordability to the fore. I've always said, if you follow me, I've always said that any solution that does not look at how supply will be funded and is just concentrating on mortgage will not really help us. But I'm glad to see that the Murphy idea is addressing both parties. The Family Homes Fund, the mortgage finance scheme that they are introducing would also help. So all of these are going to aid affordability in 2025. And of course, it's not just that. Expect that there will be a lot of fractionalization also happening, that on the investment side, a number of people will be able to get onto the property investment ladder, as it were. So you can expect that there will be more supplies this way, and there will be off-takers to take them up once people get accredited, and they can pick some of these low interest mortgages that are coming. They may not be single digits, but maybe from 12.5 and co. Starting from there, at least we can advance. Okay, NHF, I expect that Federal Mortgage Bank will also do more of NHF this year. Let's hope that they can do that, get their hearts together and do that. That would really also help the market, as it were. The access to 25% of your retirement savings account or your pension is a good one, and that remains, and that will further continue to aid affordability. Okay, so sustainable development, we should expect such practices to increase. There is a growing emphasis on sustainability and environmental friendliness. Okay, and so that will continue. Greenery, green construction, a number of project will be going for the EDGE certification and all of that. So expect that a lot in the year. In terms of emerging market, Lagos will still remain very, very bullish. Ogun State or your state will remain very, very attractive, knowing that the government in vogue right now will continue, particularly in Oyo State, to witness a lot of growth. And it's a place to explore and for people to look at in terms of diversification or growing your market share as a developer, as it were. So these are some of the things that would happen, okay, in the real estate space, as it were.